Hey troops, Roxy here and welcome to Roxee Plays Games and welcome back to Flight and welcome to a brand new episode, or actually it's going to be a brand new season on the channel, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. Wow, right, well before I get into the video I want to do my usual thank you. So thank you for everyone who has liked my previous videos and thank you for everyone who has subscribed to the channel. It is really appreciated. Yeah, I'm saying wow because it's been an awfully long time since I put up any flight videos, and obviously before it was all X-Plane 11. A lot of them tutorials, some of them just doing a bit of a tour around the world that I did. And I've kind of been putting off doing any videos for Microsoft Flight Simulator for various different reasons, but one of them is this plane here. For those of you that haven't been watching my X-Plane videos, I mainly flew in the 737 Zebo mod, and it was a fantastic plane, and it still is a fantastic plane. But when I kind of started playing Microsoft Flight Simulator, that wasn't available. It doesn't exist in Microsoft Flight Simulator. And in the base game, the only planes that are available as airliners is the 747 and the Airbus 320, A320. And up until recently, there's been a lot of issues with this. And Flybywire have got their mod similar to the Zebo for the 737. Flybywire have got their version of this, which is what I'm using, and it's fantastic. But I'm still having a few little issues here and there, and I don't know whether it's my yoke, or not my yoke, my joystick, flight joystick, whether it's my installation, whether it's the flight sim, or what. I just really don't know. But I have this problem where sometimes the autopilot doesn't work. It'll be on, but it just won't follow the autopilot path. Um, so I've been holding off, and finally I'm at the point now where I'm thinking, right, okay, I can fly the plane. I'm still no expert with it, and I probably never will be. I'm getting better. I'm no expert with the Airbus. I know the Zebo inside out. This one I am still learning, so this isn't a tutorial. Please let me state that one again. This isn't a tutorial on how to fly this plane. I will make mistakes. I will do things in the wrong order. I may put on the wrong lights in here or turn the wrong lights off. I don't know. I can get the plane from cold and dark. I can get it started. I can taxi. I can take off. I can fly. I can land. But whether I do it correctly is a different story. So for anyone that is looking for a correct tutorial on how to fly this plane, this is not for you. If you just want to see a bit of content on this plane and being used and things that I use to make my flight experience more enjoyable, then this is for you. And how are we going to be doing that? Well, let me flick over to the screen and show you what my plan is. So here we are on Fly UK. I have done some tutorials on Fly UK, so definitely check that out. I'm not going to do this video is not a tutorial on Fly UK, by the way, but I am going to be using this as part of this series. And what I intend on doing, if I go into operations and tours, here's different classes of the tours that we can do, and what I'm actually going to be doing. I was initially going to do this one here. Where are you? Scroll all the way down, probably at the bottom. Now with my luck, have I gone past it? Yeah. I was initially going to do this around the world in 80 days tour, but I've done it in X-Plane, slightly different route, but essentially I've done it. But also at the moment I'm doing an around the world tour with Sims and stuff community, so I don't kind of want to do two of the same things. Although yes, it's a different route and different planes, it's still the same content, so to speak. So I'm actually going to be doing this. We're going to go to Class D. I'm going to do European capitals. I live in Europe, why not? So we're going to click on tour legs and info, And here is the class detours of European capitals. So it's got a bit of a description here. I'll let you read through that rather than me reading it all out. So you can pause the video and read. Here's some tour stats, so how far it is, roughly how long it's going to take to do all of the legs. There's 21 unique airports that we will be visiting. These are all the planes that if you're doing it within Fly UK that you can fly on this tour. I'm going to be using the A320. If I was in X-Plane, I'd be using the 737-800. And all of the legs, so we're starting off in London Gatwick. Our first leg, which we're going to do today, is going to be to Paris, and these are all the legs. Again, obviously pause the video if you want to read any of them. But we end up back in London Gatwick. So that's what we're going to do. So the plan is, this episode I'm going to be kind of showing you this, what I'm doing now. Next episode we'll just click on this and I'll have this all ready. I'll obviously quickly come in here and show you the flight info. But I was thinking the next episode I'm going to go through flight planning, so Sim Toolkit, and getting that, showing you how I use that within the flight sim. Next one I'm going to look at doing flight planning within the flight sim. So if you don't use Sim Toolkit Pro, then we'll do that. I might swap them over, I'm not quite sure yet. Because I use Sim Toolkit Pro, I want to show you how good that is, rather than doing 1 week of showing you the flight planning within this and then the next week showing you flight planning in Sim Toolkit Pro. So I'm going to show you Sim Toolkit Pro and how you import it into the flight sim next week, and then the following week we'll do it within the flight sim itself, and then each week I'll just add in something different. So I might show you kind of how all this works, like the jetway and pushback and all these different things that you can use the baggage. But yeah, each week will be something different added in, but essentially I will be showing you at the start of the flight the leg. So leg 1 is London to Paris. It says estimated duration 50 minutes. It'll probably be about 45 minutes, I guess. We are going to be taking a slightly different route from what's on here, but nothing too out of the way. So let's click on book. Right, so we're doing it in multiplayer. We are going to be flying the Airbus A320, and the time that I'm going to go for departure is actually going to be 23:30 we'll go for, on a Tuesday the 26th of January. Now what I have done in the flight sim is I'm flying with real live weather, but I've put the time forward so it's daylight. Reason being is I didn't want to start my first flight that I'm going to be recording in the dark, so you can actually see what's going on. I may do some night flying, but the first few I will, if I don't record them during the day, I'll just shift the time, just so you can see what's going on. Right, we need to click on book flight, and we get this little thing on here, so we can click on dispatch. Fly UK has the flight dispatcher with all the information that you can possibly need, but I'm using Sim Toolkit Pro and Sim Brief, so I don't need any of this. Obviously you can use your call sign and flight number and all that sort of stuff to put into flight sim if you wish, but what I need to do now is click on this little this is the sky tracker, so this is what links into your flight sim to track your flight. So we need to click fetch bookings. If you've got multiple bookings, it'll show a list, but I've only got the one, so we're going to click on start flight. And if we go back over to the flight sim, we get this pop-up here: Skytrack recording has started. If for some reason you don't get that pop-up and it doesn't show on the Skytracker plugin that it started, then I would suggest that there's something not right and you just need to check that. Right, so rather than me making this video over an hour long. What I'm going to be doing is getting the plane to a point where it's ready to go. I will then bring you back. We will push back and taxi, take off, and then when we're in the air, at some point I will then pause the recording again and bring you back at top of descent. So all in all, it'll be a shorter video. We'll just kind of miss out some bits and pieces. But like I say, what I'll do is as the series progresses, I will show more of what I'm doing and what's going on within the sim. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to crack on with getting this plane ready to go. Passengers should be all boarded now, and I shall bring you back when we are pushing back. Alrighty, that took a little bit longer than I initially planned because I had a little bit of a problem with the sim. So, but we're back. Managed to get it fixed. For some reason, it wouldn't align. So I had to kind of basically go through all the whole procedures again, so that added on a little bit of time, but I think we are pretty much ready for pushback, so I'm going to request pushback. Just check this is all good to go. I think that's pretty much ready. I think we are sorted. Like I say, I'm not no expert on this plane by any means, so I probably have missed something out or done something wrong somewhere. I guess we will find out. But what we'll do is we'll start engine 2. I do miss better pushback. Right, we've got our Skytrack change the status to a pre-flight taxi. That's all good. Oh, and you won't start if I don't put the that on. See, there we go. Missing little bits out. Right, we want to turn left in a short while, which is actually right.
Gatwick ground, Skyways 9049er, requesting pushback tug to steer the aircraft to the right. Skyways 9049er, your request has been transmitted to the operator.
Alright, let's start engine 1. And we can probably stop pushback now.
Gatwick ground, Skyways 9049er, requesting the end of pushback. Skyways 9049er, request to end pushback received.
Let's get some taxi clearance.
Gatwick ground, Skyways 9049er, with Golf ready to taxi IFR. Skyways 9049er, taxi to and hold short of runway 26 left via taxiway Juliet Mike. Contact tower on 124.2 tree when ready.
Right, engines coming up. So yeah, I have had a lot of problems with different things not working. The main thing I've had the problem with in previous flights is the autopilot. For some reason, oh sorry,
Taxiing hold short runway 26 left via taxiway Juliet Mike Skyways 9049er.
yeah, the main thing I've had problems with is the autopilot following the flight plan and it just going off on weird tangents. So hopefully we don't have that issue today, otherwise I'll be hand flying it, and that will become a bit of a bane, so to speak. But I think we are pretty much ready for taxi. Speed brakes are up. Let's go and notch your flaps ready. And let's start some movement. So yeah, I've got players off for this leg, but I may put in live players going forward. The reason why I turned it off is because when I came on here earlier there was about 50 people here, and there was people all over the place, obviously half of them not abiding by basic flight rules, and it was just going to ruin the whole experience. People kind of almost taking off on the taxiways and people just sat on the end of the runways. So yeah, I know that's going to happen. So for now we will just fly with no people. Alright, let's get some clearance to take off, eh?
Gatwick Tower SKYWAYS9er 049er, ready for IFR departure runway 26 left. Skyways 9er 049er, cleared for takeoff runway 26 left. Cleared for takeoff runway 26 left, Skyways 9er 049er.
Okay, I think that's what I need to do. Let's start our chrono. And I'm just going to go for a rolling start out. And here we go. So yeah, slight delay for our departure today, so sorry passengers. Let's try and get in the centre lane. And we are in flight, so gear can go up. And autopilot can go on.
Going to 118.475 SKYWAYS9er 049er. London Center SKYWAYS9er 049er is at 2,400 feet, climbing 6,000 feet.
See what I mean about this autopilot? Just doing its own thing. So I don't know what that's all about. Let's turn the plane in the way it should be going. Yep, that's not a problem because the plane is just not flying how it should fly. I really don't understand why it does this. Sometimes it's perfectly fine, and then other times it just doesn't want to do what it should be doing. And as well as me trying to sort this out, we have got some anti-ice problems. Let's bring you back down to climb. You're just not going to want to follow this, are you? I don't want to hand fly this the whole way. So yeah, if anyone else has had this problem where sometimes it just won't follow the flight plan, it'll just go off on a tangent, let me know. I would like to try and get that sorted out. Right, let's get some anti-ice on before the plane freezes to death. Seems to have fixed itself now. Hopefully. We'll see if it does a left turn. If it does, great. If it doesn't, I don't know what to do. I'm not sure what's going on with the speed.
Skyways 9er, 049er climb, and maintain 14,000 feet.
Really don't know what's going on with this plane.
Climb and maintain 14,000.
Clearly I must have
049er.
knocked that off somehow. I don't know how. Anyway. 14,000 feet is where we're going next. Right, so I must have knocked this somehow. Don't remember turning that onto speed, but obviously I did. I shall have to watch the video back to see when I made that mistake. Now this here, engine mode select IGN, is that supposed to be in that position? I guess it should be. We can go standard pressure. Right, we're coming up to 10,000 feet, so let's turn off our landing lights, and that can come off as well. Should strobe be on? Auto or on? I'm not sure. We'll leave it on auto, I guess. So yep, these are all the things that I'm learning. I definitely will pick things up, but as far as getting from A to B, I can generally get there without any issues. It's the first time I've had a problem with the speed. I don't know. I must have knocked this somehow, pressed it or whatever. I don't know. That's confused me. That for some reason. But the autopilot just kind of drifting off on its own. That is something that I have pretty much every flight, if I'm honest. Normally it'll sort itself out at some point. Sometimes I have to turn the autopilot on and off a few times. Sometimes I just have to hand fly it and then it'll level out. But yeah, pretty much every flight I have that problem. The worst ones is when I'm coming into land and I get it when I'm on final. I have the approach all sorted out, looks all good, and then I'll just start veering off in a weird direction. I'm like, no, why would you do that to me? Anyway, that's pretty much it now. We'll do a little bit more climbing above all of these ugly looking clouds. Yeah, we're not going to keep our speed below 250 knots. We are going to be going a little bit faster than that because we can. Obviously, if I was on VATSIM, I would be abiding by those rules, but we're not, so I'm just going to go a little bit quicker so we can get to our destination a little bit quicker. Right, so what I'll do then is I shall pause the recording and I shall bring you back when we are coming in towards Paris. Hopefully alive. Alrighty guys, we are back. We are descending into Paris. but unfortunately it is very cloudy and we cannot see anything. So I really hope that the autopilot is going to work and get us in. We're currently descended down to 9,000 feet and we haven't got very long to go at all. So let's get some landing lights on. Right, I am going to arm my speed brakes. So there's final there. It says 5,000 feet up. I'd probably want to be... what's that distance? 10 miles. We'll see. See what ATC tells me to do. Not 100% confident with ATC, the in-game ATC. Sometimes it doesn't descend you at a decent rate and then you suddenly end up having to nosedive in. And again, I don't know whether the autopilot is going to work for me, keep me on track, and also for the approach, so I may end up having to do some hand flying. So I'm not going to end this video and restart it again because I've had a few attempts of doing this particular flight and I've had a few little issues here and there. So if I have any problems with the flight, I'll apologise now for it not being perfect. But it is a flight sim at the end of the day, so it's not a massive issue, and as I've said a million times, I'm no expert in this plane. As long as I don't crash, which will then obviously break, or not break, but it'll have a problem with the Skytrack for the Fly UK route, and then obviously that won't register and I'll have to cancel that. So providing I can land in the airport, then that is all that matters. It might not be pretty, it certainly won't be professionally done, but we'll try our best. Right, I'm just going to give myself a notch of, in fact I need to drop my speed down. I'll drop it down to 220. Now hopefully we can actually still get down to 5,000 feet. Give myself a notch of flaps. Get that nose down a touch. There's the airport there. I'm actually going to bring this down to 3,000 feet, you know, even though ATC hasn't told me to. I'm not too far away now. What runway are we going into? I think it was 08 left. we are inbound on the approach.
Tower on 119.625 SKYWAYS9er 049er.
Let's get you on.
The call tower SKYWAYS9er 049er 19er miles west inbound ILS runway 8 left approach.
Skyways Niner 049er to Gulf Tower. Cleared ILS runway 8 left approach. Altimeter tree 0.00, wind 191 at 12.
Cleared ILS runway 8 left approach SKYWAYS9er 049er.
Awesome. Right, well, it's actually looking okay at the moment. I'm actually going to go on to manage speed mode. $14 miles out. I guess we can hit the approach button now. It seems to be doing what it should do, but we will find out whether it continues to do what it should do or if it's going to do its own thing. Got my hand on the joystick ready to take over. Double check, speed brake is armed, yep. I didn't put my... What's going on there? Oh, over speeding. Let's get the gear down, that'll slow me down. Oh, I did put the lights on, cool. Everything is looking how it hopefully should. Let's see whether we can land the plane or not. I probably don't need anti-ice on anymore. They can all come off. Right. This is generally where I would have the issue, and the plane will just start diverting off in one direction or the other.
Skyways Niner 049er cleared to land runway 8 left. Wind 171 at 20.
Which I don't know why it does that.
Cleared to land runway 8 left Skyways 9er 049er.
171 20. Right, so we've got gears down, we've got flaps. Everything is all set, I think. Come on, baby, let's have a good landing. Into Paris. I'm not sure if I've actually flown into here in X-Plane, you know. I can't remember. I don't think I have. I actually don't think I have. Right, well, it's actually looking okay. I think we might actually have...
500. Too low, terrain. Too low, terrain.
well, I'm
Too
landing.
low,
So I don't know
terrain.
what you're saying too low terrain for. I'm
Too
landing.
low, terrain. Too low, terrain. Too low, terrain. Too low, terrain. Too low, terrain.
Okay, autopilot is
Too
off.
low, terrain. Too 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 low, terrain. 50. Too low, terrain. 20. Retard. Retard. Retard.
We are down. Let's make it off here, can we? Yes, we can.
Skyways 90049er, turn next taxiway.
I've made the next taxiway, thank you.
90049er, contact ground on 121.78.
Going to 121.78 SKYWAYS9er 049er.
Whew. Always makes me nervous when we're doing landings. But we are down, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not sure where the taxi's taking me. Let me have a quick look outside. Okay, so it's taking me off there. Not a problem. Nope. We'll just continue down here and then take a right. In fact, it looks like it's going to be taking us left. So we'll do a left turn here, I guess. Get back on those little markers. Spin it around. Some taxi lights on. These can come off. Okay, I don't know what's going on with them. Thank you. Right, so it looks like we've got a bit of a taxi here. Somewhere, I'm not sure where it's taking me. Let's have another look outside. Wow, why are you taking me like 100 miles away? Right, for this, for the sake of your sanity, I'm going to pause the recording and I'll bring you back once we get to wherever the taxi's taking us. Wow, longest taxi ever. Almost 2 miles of taxi, and crikey, this airport is ginormous. Yeah, I've not been here before. I thought I had, but yeah, I definitely haven't been here before. But we're not far from Terminal 1. Let's park in here somewhere. Let's go back into the cockpit view. Yeah, that was a long old taxi. I'm glad I paused the recording. There was a few little bumps in the road on the way. I thought I was going to crash the plane, but thankfully I didn't. But yeah, half of this journey has been taxiing. Right, I wonder if we got any ground control to guide us in. No, doesn't look like we have. Boo. Not even got a terminal to park on. A proper terminal, unless these gates. In fact, no, these gates might come out jetways. We shall see. Can't believe there's no no blokey here. That's a little bit sad to see. But we have arrived at Paris. So what I need to do now is turn the engines off. And then we get this pop up. So total flight time was 42 minutes, which isn't too bad, I guess. Isn't too bad. In fact, no, that wasn't the whole whole of the total flight time, because the actual recording. In fact, no, because yeah, I paused the recording. So yeah, 42 minutes of flight time. Not bad. Right, let's continue. Skytrack status change, post-flight on blocks. So let me get my little pop-up. Bring it across to this screen. So what we need to do now is we just need to hit stop recording. Now sometimes this will glitch, and I'll show you if it does what we need to do. But stop recording. Oh, a complete flight was detected. Sometimes it will say a flight was not detected. What you need to do is, I think like a download thing pops up. You download the file, you then upload the PREP, and then just put an exclamation of what happened. But yeah, so the total duration was 58 minutes from us starting the Skytrack to ending it. 42 minutes of flight. Let's click submit. Your PREP has been filed. And if I go over to the screen, and we go back to, I remember, it's been a while since I've been on here. Logbook, that's what I'm looking for. So you can see there's a flight that we've done. Last flight before that was the 6th of December, 19th of November, so I haven't been too busy. Most of them was like August time. I was doing a lot of flying. But yeah, so that's flight has been logged. And if we go back to the tours, back to D, oh, didn't want to do that. Back to the leg tour info. You can see now we don't have a book next to this, but it's now on leg 2. So you can't redo this one again if you want to keep going over this and over this and over it. You can't do that. You have to complete the whole tour before you can then go back and do this one again if you want to. So that's going to be our next flight. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Let's see if we can get Jetway to connect.
All ground, Skyways 9049er. Could you please connect the jetway to the aircraft?
Oh,
Skyway is 9
yes we can.
049er. The jetway is going to be connected.
Good news. Right guys, so thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. Like I said, this isn't a tutorial by any means on how to fly this plane, and as you can see I did make a few little errors here and there. But for me personally, I'm still learning the plane. But obviously, yeah, you're not going to reach there, are you, sir? That's a thing. Ruined. I think they need to work on this a little bit. Maybe I should have been coming along here, but this is where it told me to come, so this is where I came. Yeah, anyway, I've got a few little things that I obviously still need to learn with the plane, but I'm learning. If I can fly this, you guys can fly this, so there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to enjoy it. If you got any suggestions, anything that you would like to see happen within this series, please do let me know in the comments below. And if you got any tips, again, please let me know. Other than that, I shall see you in a week's time, where we will do our next leg, which is from here to Madrid. Stay safe everyone, and I shall see you soon. Goodbye.